Pregame.com.
Sunday, NFL action. The Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Battle of New York. I'm Marco D'Angelo. I'm joined by Steven Nover. Steven, this is your video best bet, so I'm going to let you take center stage and see if there's anything I can shoot a hole in or anything. But I got to tell you, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a warning. When it comes to talking about the Buffalo Bills this week, I'm not a happy person, okay? Not that I had the Buffalo Bills last week, but I had the game they were involved in for an over, and I'm not happy.
Marco, I have little sympathy for you there. Buffalo's not the team to ride an over with. Defenses have figured out their offense. They figured it out for the last few weeks, so this is kind of tipping my hand that my video best bet this week is Jets, Jets.
Let me just say one thing. You're bashing my pick on the over. If I would have called you up at halftime and asked you if you wanted to buy my ticket that I was holding on over 43.5 with Buffalo and Miami, and the score was 28-6 at halftime, would you have been interested in buying it?
So it's 34 points.
That's 34 points at halftime.
How many quarters do they play in an NFL game?
They play 4.
Okay.
Would you have been interested in buying that ticket off me?
Perhaps.
Perhaps, okay.
Perhaps. But I would not be interested in buying any Buffalo tickets this week.
Okay.
I see this as a kill spot for the Jets. The extra rest, fighting mad after losing to Denver. That was a tough situational spot for them. And Mark Sanchez didn't play very well in that game. He has a history of coming back strong. Sean Green should be ready for them. But it's a big fade on Buffalo because Jets aren't used to laying more than a touchdown like this. But Buffalo, the wheels have come off. These guys are a train wreck. 106-26. They've been outscored in their last 3 games. And Marco, it's going to get worse. Their one mainstay, their one key guy, Fred Jackson, great season, and he's out now, calf injury, maybe out for the year. They don't have their center, Eric Wood. He was their best offensive lineman.
Which, honestly, to jump in, that's what killed me last week in the game. I mean, they had first and goal at the 2. In a rout. Well, the defense, you know how defense doesn't suck it up whenever you're winning in a big rout and the team's got first and goal at the 2. They lost the down in that drive simply because they had an exchange, missed exchange. And Buffalo was forced because, you said, with the center injury, they went predominantly, like 90% of the snaps in the second half, they went from the shotgun just because it was such a problem at the center position.
Yeah, defenses have figured out Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's got a limited arm, a weak arm, and his top receiver, Steve Johnson, is playing hurt. Their offensive line is banged up. The defense just needs turnovers to hang in there. They're not dominant at all. They can't rush the passer. They've given up more than 35 points per game the last 3 weeks, the Bills. Now they've lost Terrence McGee, one of their better cornerbacks. It's not like the Jets are some juggernaut on offense, but they are going to put up points here. And the Bills can't counter. They just don't have the weapons anymore.
I can't disagree with anything you're saying. There's just 2 things that, cause me pause in this game, and I'm on the fence with this game. I just don't trust the Jets is a hefty favorite, and they're over a touchdown here, so they're a hefty favorite. But I can't disagree. They've got, scheduling-wise, having the extra 3 days from playing on the Thursday night game. That's definitely an advantage. 2, they do have to feel embarrassed that, they got T-boned. But that was a bad spot. They had a short week, had to travel on the road. It's so hard to play a Thursday game to begin with, and then when you're the road team and have to play a Thursday game, it's even tougher. And then throw in they were playing an offense that you just don't see in the NFL. And I don't know that you can even call it an offense, but it is what it is. It's not something that you normally see. So it was just a perfect storm for Denver to pull that game out against the Jets. So everything is in the Jets' favor this week. Maybe what might interest me in this particular ball game, rather than taking the Jets at laying the 8.5 that we're seeing on the line, this might be a good teaser material and get the Jets down to that that favorable number where you're just asking the Jets to win. Then it's a different ball game.
Yeah, I could see that, but I think you don't have to take a hit on the odds like that. I think the Jets can just cover this 8.5. We're doing this on Wednesday, and that's a dead number, 8.5. It's not like it's some huge number. These teams just met in Week 9. The Jets won by 16 points, and Buffalo was better back then. That's when they had their swagger, their confidence, and the Jets just took that away from them. And Jets really outplayed them. And the Jets have owned the series. They've beaten them 6 of the last 7 times, covered the past 4 times. And now the Bills are a lot more injured than when they played the Jets earlier in Week 9. They've lost some key players, and just thinks it sets up well for the Jets here to cover this number.
Well, it is your video best bet. What do you got to score?
I'll call it Jets 27-13.
27-13. I can't disagree with you, but I'm not agreeing with you. I just can't. I can't trust the Jets laying the points, but I don't want any parts of the Buffalo Bills either right now.
I understand.
And if I'm a guy, there's 2 sides of the coin. If I'm Fitzpatrick, this Thanksgiving, I'm very thankful for the guy that wrote that contract for me that I got.
Jeez.
On the other side of the coin, if I am the guy that did write that contract for Fitzpatrick, I got to worry if I got a job at the end of the year, because that doesn't look like a good move right now.
No,
it doesn't.
terrible move. Yeah.
Steven, what do you got going this week?
Well, I've got a lot going on Thursday. We are shooting this video on Wednesday, including my college game of the year on Texas A&M.
Big rivalry game.
Strong information, really a strong opinion on that game. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and, I got a strong play for Sunday in the NFL. I like the card, and there's one game that really stands out.
Well, when it comes to no question, you got that big game on Thursday, so guys, be sure to check that out. When it comes to the NFL, you've been doing this for 18 years, 17 winning seasons out of 18 in the NFL. That's one hell of an accomplishment. So check Steven Nover out this weekend. I'm Marco D'Angelo. He's Steven Nover. That is our second video in the NFL. We've got one more video up, and it's going to be the Chicago Bears and the Oakland Raiders. We'll be talking about that one next. Stay tuned.